Hi, I'm Steve Williams, and this is Scooter and the Sticks. I'm out on this beautiful autumn day on my Vespa GTS scooter to share a little bit of the beautiful landscape here. But also I wanted to talk a little bit about Vespa magic. And it's something I attribute to my little scooter, and I thought I would share some of the reasons why I think it has magical properties. So let's go for a ride. I'm out on this beautiful autumn day on my Vespa GTS scooter, and I'm going to try to explain or illuminate what I mean about Vespa magic. Now, it's not magical in the sense of Harry Potter or magicians on stage, but something does happen that's transformational when I'm riding on the scooter. And I guess the bottom line is I appreciate the environment and the landscape I'm riding in more on my scooters than I do on the motorcycle. Now, I think there's some reasons for that, but primarily it's because my focus is less on the machine and more on the ride. And why is that? Well, when I'm on the motorcycle, I'm aware of the transmission. I'm aware that it's time to upshift or downshift. And while it's muscle memory or second nature, I don't really have to pay a lot of attention to it. I still do. And on the scooter, it's completely different. With the twist and go transmission, I don't really think about the machine much. With both brakes on the hand grips, I don't even have to worry about my foot. But that's one of the things. So I get to ride through these beautiful areas and take in the scenery. It's always funny. Some of these areas, when you come past a house, they pave a little bit to keep the dust down, but then you're back to gravel. You know, someone recently asked me about, can I take short trips on gravel on my scooter? And I'm like, yeah, sure. It's not as smooth or as pleasant as on the Himalayan, but I'll certainly do it. But wow. Look at this. Just amazing. Happy to be out here. The great central Pennsylvania hardwood forests. One of these electric blue sky days today. Bright sun, but it is chilly. It's only about 45 degrees out, so for any of you that are used to riding at 70 and above, this is really chilly unless you're prepared. I have long underwear on and my armored riding pants. I have a t-shirt, a wool sweater, and my winter riding jacket, and I have my Kemimoto electric gloves. They're battery operated, and I have my heated grips on, so there's this like nice toasty feel in my hands that is like holding a nice cup of hot tea or coffee. So that makes it very pleasant. But if you're not prepared, if you don't have the right clothes, it's going to be miserable. Because I hate riding and being cold. I don't mind riding in cold weather, but I don't want to be cold. So I'm right at the edge now. When it gets much colder, when it drops down to below 40 degrees, I'll have to start wearing a neck gaiter and plugging up all the holes and maybe even my insulated riding pants. But anyway, I digress. That doesn't really have anything to do with the Vespa magic. This has to do with riding any kind of two-wheeled machine. One of the other things about having a scooter in the garage is it gives you a reason to get out in the world and go. And if you're like me and suddenly find yourself thrilled to get on the scooter to ride anywhere and do anything, you'll just find yourself being incredibly helpful. Sure, I'll run to the store and get milk and bread. Sure, I'll run to the pharmacy and pick this up. Doesn't matter whether you're riding to breakfast with a friend or what you're doing. Having a Vespa scooter seems to stimulate a desire to live a life outside the house. And you can't underestimate the value of that for your mental and emotional well-being and just pure fun. I've talked to so many people who say they're bored, and I think to myself, boy, I'm never bored when I'm riding. And it doesn't matter where I'm riding either. It's just great to be out. Loose gravel. The Vespa can handle loose gravel, but certainly not its favorite thing. And this gravel isn't loose anymore. Most of it, where the car tracks have gone and worn off, but you still have to be careful because you'll hit these patches. And if you're not used to riding in gravel, it'll feel like you're floating all over the place. But I've put hundreds, if not thousands of miles on these kind of roads on my Vespa GTS. So I'm reasonably comfortable. And the only difference, I don't go any faster really on the Himalayan. Just the Himalayan suspension is so much better. So I'm not getting myself and my sore back beat around as much, and it doesn't beat the scooter up as much either. But it's certainly something you can do. One of the other nice things about having a scooter, one of the magical properties, is I find I go places on the scooter that I would just never go on the car. And I think in part it's because it's so easy to stop and look around. But you know, the scooter is just like an explorer's vehicle. You can go down any little path or road and experience it. In a car, just don't experience that much. sure is a beautiful day. This is the old Egg Hill Church, supposedly haunted. It's so cool to ride this time of year. So many roads, just like ribbons of light coming through here. Not a lot of traffic. This is the first car I've seen in a long while. Autumn is slowly fading into the colder weather to come. But the magic remains. It's not just in autumn, it's any time I can go for a ride on my Vespa or one of my motorcycles. And probably if there's any secret, it's just ride. It doesn't have to be a long ride, it doesn't have to be an adventure, it doesn't have to be across the country. It's just getting out onto the road. So anyway, that wraps things up for another episode of Scooter and the Sticks. Till next time, be well and ride safe.